even if the enemy cannot be seen from all directions, continuously attacking. Rumble, smoke and dust billowed. The trees turned into piles of powder. The earth, in the midst of swirling smoke and dust, Qin Ying's figure has vanished. Do you have sun skills? Qin Ying is indeed not an ordinary progression. In a very short time, it was determined that there was a favorable position, concealed their figure, reined in their breath. Chu Chuan watched with great interest. His eyes sparkled with golden light. Tianjie Shen Tong, regardless of Qin Ying, or a killer, hiding place. In his eyes there was no concealment. Before long, the assassin lost his composure. All four assassins have appeared. A glance at each other. Isn't it? Qin Ying is not hiding nearby, but used a secret technique to escape. Very likely. The assassination attempt failed. The killers are about to leave. At the moment they let their guard down, Qin Ying has made her move. Dajai suddenly lunged forward. This hit. It can be said that it reached the peak of Qin Ying. Boom! The attacked assassin. It was impossible to resist in time. Was instantly killed by a single strike. Spirit escape. Qin Ying struck a decisive blow. The second strike swept away the second assassin. The second strike is launched. Qin Ying strikes back with overwhelming force. Defeated the physical forms of two assassins. Only the spirit has fled, and the soul was severely damaged along with the body's collapse. The other two assassins have escaped. After getting it done, Qin Ying quickly left. The situation remains unclear. He doesn't want to fall into danger. Chu Xuan sighed. No doubt, the old monster has been reborn. Cunning and ruthless methods. Two assassins seem to have escaped from Shenhan. In truth, Qin Ying had already mastered the art of concealment, obtained the opponent's spiritual essence. This is the plan to take down the assassin's lair. Find them all. Qin Ying was ambushed. The Yuo family is furious. Lao Tian wishes you and Bai a prosperous new year. Even more furious. Chasing the assassin everywhere. Determined to uncover the mastermind behind it all. To avenge Qin Ying. Zhangyu. The winds rise and the clouds surge. Even a battle between the strong ones of the heavenly realm broke out. The royal family of the human king, the power of the Yuo family, once again revealed, with dominance, formidable strength, directly beheaded a celestial realm expert. However, the final mastermind behind it all still couldn't figure it out. Just took down that assassin organization. Even so, I don't know. What is the purpose of assassinating Qin Ying? Seeing the power of the Wang family, Chu Xuan felt a surge of motivation. With his current strength, he respects the six factions. In the end, I was still too weak. Even if it is the heavenly realm, it's nothing to be concerned about. After all, above the heavens, there is also the legendary divine realm. Above the divine realm, there are even stronger realms. The scene shifts to a month later. Dingyu and Wang Luo. I have been cultivating in the small world for over 30 years now. The improvement in strength is immense. A true realm of 9 beings. A true realm, 1 level. Su Zioner's strength has reached the peak of the true realm, currently accumulating to break through the earth realm. Chu Xuan had no intention of allowing them to break through to the earth realm in the small world. After all, a small world is just a small world. Ordinary cultivation is acceptable. Break through this great realm. It still needs to be in the real world. Chu Xuan begins in the Kaienkan space. Construct a special domain. Directly avoid the rules of the world of Nanzhu and the rules of the guiding avenue. He used his spirit to offer sacrifices to the Tao. the rules of the Great Way, rules of the dragging avenue to perfect the rules within the universe, can be in the Kyan-Kun space. Direct communication rules of the avenue break through the boundaries of the earth. On this day, Chuk-Shuan was feeling bored. He picked up an important intel from the Heiyu Lu and started to read. The ancient ruins of Baisheng Mountain are about to emerge. Baisheng Mountain, ancient supreme power. Once there was a powerful being guarding the celestial realm. Wiped out in the Great War, the sect fell into the void. Introduced in the intelligence report. It is a recently discovered ancient site in Nanju. It seems the ruins of Baisheng Mountain are about to emerge. Once a powerful sect. In the battle of the war demons, the sect fell into the void. The inheritance was cut off. Nowadays, as the rules of heaven and earth are restored, the ancient ruins of the White Sacred Mountain sect have materialized. Chuk-Shuan took a look, suddenly became interested. Baisheng Mountain ancient relics reality. It means an opportunity has arrived. Once there was a grand sect ruled by a powerful expert, fallen into space. The remnants of its sect. There should be some legacy passed down. The major factions of Nanju cannot remain indifferent. Chuk-Shuan continued to read the intelligence reports. Anju Sanbo Sanzong. There are already strong individuals heading to the Baisheng Mountain ruins, waiting for the ancient relics to fully open, entering the competition for inheritance and treasures. Such a powerful monument. There must be soldiers inside. Even the existence of heavenly soldiers cannot be ruled out. It seems that the water from the south Ju. It has started to boil. After reviewing the intelligence, Chuk-Shuan murmured to himself alone, "Such an important matter. How can one be without oneself?" Chuk-Shuan slammed the information onto the table. Decide to intervene. It might trigger the system's rewards. After all, it's about exploring ancient ruins. It can be triggered by chance to receive system rewards. Although I cannot leave the small courtyard. But he has a disciple, Dingyu, truly enter the 9 heavens. Even half of the land may not be his opponent. The power of the Tanshan sword technique, cross-border killing enemies, is a piece of cake. Moreover, Dingyu saw exceptional talent, perfectly matched with the heavenly sword technique. The strength is even more powerful. Wang Liukai truly entered the first level. Let's not join the crowd for now. Moreover, he is busy refining elixirs and strengthening his body. There is one more important reason. Ding Yu is the son of the southern weak spirit. Treasures in the ancient ruins. Perhaps it was tailor-made for him. This is also how he made a name for himself. A stage for showing off and slapping faces. It's time. Let Ding Yu, the son of the southern Jews, charm. Let me show you. Chuk-Shuan immediately called Ding Yu out and handed him the information. Xiao Yu, I'll go out for a bit to handle some small matters for my master. Ding Yu glanced at the information. A glimmer flashed in his eyes. A flutter in my heart. Betrayal from childhood friends. Humiliation at 9 Swords Mountain. Finally, they were directly expelled. Disappeared in a flustered and disheveled manner before others. He held his breath the entire time. Strive to cultivate. Continuously becoming stronger. Isn't it just to slap back? Let those who once looked down on me find it hard to reach me now. Distance from expulsion. How long has it been? He has now truly reached the 9th level of cultivation. The profound insights of swordsmanship. Without exaggeration, no one can rival Jiu Giant Shan, unless a powerful being from the earth realm intervenes. Jiujian Mountain has seen civilization. It is the first swordsmanship sect of Nanju, and his ambition for 9 Sword Mountain. It is through the way of the sword, pressing the nine-sword mountain against the ground and rubbing it. Just thinking about it makes me so excited. He has been waiting for this opportunity. The opportunity has arrived. The ancient site of Baisheng Mountain appears in the world. All major forces in Nanju are involved. All the renowned warriors of Nanju will often appear, Ta Dingyu, in front of all the major powers of Nanju. Press the nine swords mountain down and rub it against the ground. Supreme Sword Path, second level. Ding Yu thought he had nearly seen through it all. It's time. It's time to test the swordsmanship. Yes, Master Xuanping instructed. Ding Yu respectfully said, "Aha, go ahead. With your strength, Nanju has few rivals." Chu Xuan nodded. Sword cultivators are unyielding and steadfast. You were once exiled. It's time to make a name for oneself. It's time to reclaim your dignity. Major factions in Nanju. It will inevitably limit some people's participation in the Beisheng Mountain ruins. As a wandering cultivator, will inevitably face obstacles. All obstacles. In the face of absolute power, they are all country kids. I won't arrange that for you. You can enter the White Sacred Mountain ruins by yourself. Chu Xuan wants it. Ding Yu is showing off and putting others in their place at the ruins of Beisheng Mountain. Sweep the four corners. As his disciple, achieve fame and success. Sweep the four directions. He teaches well. Will it trigger the system's rewards? The probability is very high. Yes, Master. Ding Yu was overwhelmed with excitement. Chu Xuan continued to remind. The treasure in Beisheng Mountain, it might be quite ordinary, but we can't let others take advantage of us. When you meet, fight for it. It will be decided at discretion. Master, don't worry. As long as it is targeted by the disciples, no one should try to take it away. Ding Yu solemnly arrived. Baisheng Mountain is located in the northern part of Nanju, in the midst of a vast, desolate mountain range. Once upon a time, this is the location of the sect on Baisheng Mountain. In the Great Battle, Baisheng Mountain sect fell into space. The surrounding peaks are constantly eroded by the remnants of the great battle's power. It became desolate. No plants grow. As time passes, the lingering power of the battle fades away. It took nearly 100 years for grass and trees to gradually grow. Even so, the trees and plants are sparse. The aura appeared chaotic. The land stretches for miles, desolate and devoid of people. Just a month ago, in the midst of the desolate mountains, suddenly the shadow of an ancient relic appeared, immediately attracted attention. According to the records, this place was once the sect of White Sacred Mountain. The ruins of a powerful sect are about to emerge in the world. Natural vibrations in Nanju. Countless forces have arrived. Everyone wants to seize great opportunities. The mountains closest to the ancient ruins, surrounded by major forces. The weakest among them. There are also powerful beings above true purity level 3 in charge. A group of wandering cultivators gathered nearby, discussing, waiting. Watch the excitement. By the way, let's see if there's a chance to scoop up some leftover benefits. Currently, the 3 strongest kingdoms and 3 sects in the southern region. Only the Floating Flower Pavilion has yet to arrive. Pyo-Hua Pavilion. No force dares to ignore the existence of the Pyo-Hua Pavilion. Therefore, even if no one has arrived at the Floating Blossom Pavilion yet, all major forces tacitly left a mountain peak. I estimate we'll arrive at the Floating Flower Pavilion soon. It's just about to begin, right? Each mountain peak is not far apart. It's not a big mountain either. It's just the closest to the ancient site of Bai Sheng Mountain. As for the quota for entering the White Sacred Mountain ruins, it's not out yet, only waiting for the arrival of the Strong from the Floating Blossom Pavilion. The major factions will begin discussions. The current 3 kingdoms and 3 clans. There is a country whose name does not match its reality. Not a single genuine Jiu Chong exists. The mountain peak occupied by the Da Qian Empire is not far from the Qin kingdom. Everyone naturally heard what Liu Pingfeng said. On the mountain peak of the Qin state, Qin Chang's face was grim, but not backing down. With a cold smile, Liu Pingfeng, you don't need to be sarcastic. What does it matter to you if we are half-hearted? It is still not defeated by my great Qin Empress. Liu Pingfeng's expression was gloomy. I won't argue with you for the sake of argument. He glanced over at the Evil King's pavilion. Evil King. In the past, the southern Jew had only 2 nations and 3 sects. Now there is one more country. You said, should we do something? This is made clear outright. We will join forces with the Evil King Pavilion against the Qin Kingdom. Everyone turned to look at the Evil King. The Evil King held his head high with arrogance. Looked down on Liu Pingfeng. I am the Evil King Pavilion. Always just. Not worth bullying the few with the many. Go to hell. Everyone present cursed inwardly. Evil Cultivates speaks justice. What a joke. Can he still have some dignity? It sounds like it was released from below. There is also a simple beauty in the absence of the brainstem. Qin Changfeng let out a sigh of relief. It's a good thing that the Evil King's mind is troubled. Will not unite with the Dakin Empire. At that moment, a sound echoed from the sky. Elder Qin, it's good to see you well. Everyone looked up at the sky. It turns out the reinforcements from Jiujian Mountain have arrived. It was not the sovereign Song Yiming who was speaking, but a young man, standing proudly. The parrot's handsome face attracted the attention of many young women present. The Evil King is astounded, adapting to the sword void, the top genius of the current generation of Jiujian Mountain. Indeed, it lives up to its reputation. The great Qin now relies on the 9-sword mountain to maintain its facade. Liu Pingfeng let out a cold snort. The onlookers instantly erupted in excitement. Jianjing Jiazhao, he's only about 50 years old. He wouldn't even accept the position of sect leader, devoted to the pursuit of the swordsmanship, to become the true strongest. Many people were whispering among themselves as they looked at the proud figure standing there. In the Jiujian mountain team, there is a beautiful silhouette. The gaze never left Ying Jian Kong. Its brother Jian Kong. He finally arrived. Leader of Tianzhan Mountain. He is also a half-immortal. Looks like they are quite old now. Not in vain, gray and white. Like a waterfall. That graceful figure followed closely behind him. With a lovesick expression, grandfather, the treasure of the Beisheng Mountain ruins. It will definitely fall into brother Jian Kong's hands. Right? Maybe. Historical sites are essential. A date will be chosen for your wedding with Jian Kong. All depends on Grandpa's decision. The woman blushed. He is on Jiujian Mountain, getting close to a junior sister. The old man's brows slightly furrowed. Grandfather, I understand now. Brother Jian Kong didn't hide anything from me. Is there or isn't there? At most, she is just a concubine. Brother Jian Kong is so powerful. It is normal for many women to admire him. Marrying a concubine isn't a big deal. Just right to serve me, the woman said indifferently. The old man fell silent. You are quite carefree. The space trembled slightly. Everyone's gaze turned towards a dilapidated building, gradually revealing itself. At this moment, The ancient relics look majestic. Like a mirage, the ancient site is about to open completely. It won't be long now. Everyone present widened their eyes, quietly waiting to witness the moment of a miracle that can temporarily make men put down their hatred. Besides the beauties, she must be a beauty. Just now, the ancient sword relic is about to be unveiled. The wicked king was the first to lose patience. The women of the Floating Blossom Pavilion. Why haven't they arrived yet? No one else dared to speak up. The Paio Hua Pavilion is not to be trifled with. After all, those women. Narrow-minded. It's easy to hold a grudge. It's just the evil king. Fearless, even cursing and swearing. The women of the Floating Blossom Pavilion. It's just lacking men. Lingering and hesitant. If you don't come soon, don't blame me for going to catch a few young girls for some fun another day. This person must be a fool. Others continued to observe and care. Let the evil king curse alone. The evil king has a very poor relationship with the Floating Flower Pavilion. He, the evil king, is not afraid of offending others. They with the Floating Flower Pavilion. There is no deep hatred or enmity. Try to avoid offending anyone as much as possible. That group of women is really not to be messed with. Having a small heart is still real. Look at the peak of Paio Hua Pavilion. When did we get another person? Suddenly, everyone looked towards the mountain peak that was left for the Floating Blossom Pavilion. Only a silhouette was seen, holding a sword in my arms, leaning against a big tree, lazily sitting in the middle of a pink ocean. The aura around him, only the appearance of the Xu first layer, in the eyes of many strong individuals, an existence akin to that of an ant. Just such a weak person, unexpectedly climbed to the summit of Paio Hua Pavilion, wanting to monopolize a mountain peak. Who gave him the courage? Ding Yu made a stunning entrance that captured everyone's attention. He held a sword in his arms, sitting on the deserted mountain top, regarding the gazes around, feigning ignorance. He reined in his cultivation to the first level of the mysterious mirror. Looks very weak and pathetic. It seems like anyone. They could crush him to death. On a nearby mountain peak, a figure soared towards Ding Yu. Kid, this is not the place for you. This is the territory of the Paio Hueji fairies. You are but an ant here. It has dirted the fairies' eyes. Come here and wait for the fairies of the Floating Blossom Pavilion to bestow their favors. A middle-aged man has arrived. The strength has truly reached the third level. Such a realm, among the surrounding major powers, considered the weakest existence. He reached out and grabbed. A powerful spiritual hand viciously lunged towards Ding Yu, just when everyone thinks Ding Yu's next scene will be tragic. A cold light flashed. The middle-aged man who acted. Not even a scream was able to escape. The body split in half mid-air, fell on the spot. Everyone's gaze was fixed, including the semi-strong warriors present. That sword light was too fast. They haven't really paid much attention to this side just now. Even half-strong warriors. I have no idea where that sword came from. Immediately after that, everyone's gaze turned to Jiujian Mountain. That mountain peak, next to Ninth Sword Mountain. Could it be that the powerful ones from Jiujian Mountain have made a move? Ying Jian's pupils constricted, with a look of disbelief. Then a cold laugh followed. That sword. It was Ding Yu who made the move. It's quite interesting. It seems I've gained a bit of fortune. My strength has increased. Ying Jian Kong let out a light laugh. However, a useless person is ultimately useless, relying on a bit of chance to become stronger. This is where it must end. Ding Yu sneered with a smile. Is it really a waste to only enter the ninth heaven at 50? He looked coldly at everyone present. Sneered. Don't you think I, Ding Yu, have gained a great opportunity? I want to take a shot at it. Yin Jian Kong has never endured such humiliation. Suddenly furious. Do you think I, Ding Yu, am not worthy of speaking to you like this? While speaking, Ding Yu tightened her grip on the sword in her hand. I actually wanted to ask, do you deserve it? The destiny of Ding Yu. It is my master. In the eyes of my master, it's just trash. Trash does not deserve my master's attention. I, Ding Yu, have come today. Yang Mingli has arrived. No one can stop you from agreeing to my master. Jiang Quan, arrogant and also domineering. Let everyone present. Everyone looked upset, but no one seemed willing to take action. Everyone is thinking. Ding Yu mentioned, Master, who is it really? To achieve this in such a short time, cultivate a true ninth level master. It is evident how strong their power is. Just as tensions were rising, petals fall from the sky, colorful petals, drifting down. No trace upon landing. Everyone perked up. The people from the floating blossom pavilion have arrived, looking at Ding Yu, who occupied the peak of Pio Hua Pavilion. Many people perked up. Next, I'm afraid there's going to be a good show. Far away, a graceful silhouette floated in. As it approached step by step, the vibrant petals came along with it, falling in a flurry. Petals are a giant thread of spiritual power, not real petals. This is the technique of the floating flower pavilion. This is also the usual way of appearance for the Pio Hua Pavilion. A graceful figure approached, graceful posture, unmatched beauty. It is the saintess Han Yingmeng of the floating flower pavilion. Many people exclaimed in surprise, especially some young dancers. It revealed a hint of dew-like color, even though Yin Jian Khan had just been publicly humiliated. Both couldn't help but brighten their eyes. Looked at Han Yingmeng. Indeed, she is as ethereal and graceful as a fairy. Han Yingmeng walked step by step, charming smile, listening to the flattery around me, and the whispers of silence. Her smile became even more enchanting. Step by step, I walked towards the mountain peak where Ding Yu was. That is the peak of the floating flower pavilion, although there is already one person in. Moreover, their strength is not weak. She only thought that was to please the floating flower pavilion. Help to occupy the person on the hillside. Maybe it's her Han Yingmeng's admirer. Ding Yu frowned, watching Han Yingmeng walk step by step closer. A heavy gloom in my heart. What does she want to do? Deliberately trying to get my attention. Smiling so brightly. It's here to confuse me. This woman is despicable. Surely trying to disturb my heart. Let me make her heart flutter. Then I started to like her. Next, I will break through the second level of the sword path. Han Yingmeng with one foot just stepped onto the mountain peak. Ding Yu's gaze was cold as she looked over. Woman, stay away from me. Han Yingmeng was almost driven to death with anger. Do not disturb my heart for the sword. You can't confuse me. In my heart, there is only the sword. There won't be you. Give up. What? Talent? The girl carefully dressed up, entering with petals. I thought it would amaze everyone, enchanting countless dancers. But unexpectedly, the atmosphere was ruined by a tank of straight men. Let her roll away. The girl's name is Han Yingmeng. Just now, she had just stepped onto the mountain peak. Ding Yu shot a cold glance over. Woman, stay away from me. Han Yingmeng was almost driven to death by anger, with the petals drifting down around her. All of this came to a halt. Silence enveloped the surroundings. Everyone looked at Ding Yu. The first one. The first person to speak to Han Yingmeng like this. It's also the first. The male dancer who told Han Yingmeng to get lost. You asked me to roll away. Han Yingmeng was furious. The floating blossom pavilion had her arrive first. It is to showcase her elegance. It's all to captivate countless dancers. In fact, she has already done it. The moment of appearance. Countless male dancers. All are captivated by her graceful figure, lost in her role's self-pity. But unexpectedly, at the last moment, the atmosphere was completely ruined. Ding Yu's gaze was piercing. Staring at her, the malicious woman, "Don't disturb my peace of mind. You can't confuse me. In my heart there is only the sword. There won't be you. Give up." Han Yingmeng was almost so angry that she spat blood. "Who the hell is so vicious? Who the hell wants to confuse you? You." Han Yingmeng's breath surged violently, furious with trembling limbs. The tender white fingers pointed at Ding Yu. "Killing intent sword Kai. She is the saintess of the floating flower pavilion. Exceptional talent. Role unmatched. Ao Mei Man. Defeated under her 16 skirts. Willing to go through fire and water for her. Never have I been scolded like this before. Go away. You can't seduce me. Not caring anymore. Do not blame me for being merciless with my sword." Ding Yu's gaze was icy, staring intently at Han Yingmeng. This woman, dressed extravagantly, intentionally running to his own mountain peak, surely harboring ill intentions. It's not to seduce oneself. What other purpose could it be? You didn't expect this, right? I am Ding Yu, already seen through the ultimate. Reaching the second level. Don't lose focus while admiring beautiful women. There is a sword spirit in my heart. You cannot disrupt my Jiangxin. Han Yingmeng is about to go crazy. You seduce her yourself. This is the peak of my floating blossom pavilion. This person must die. Seeing Han Yingmeng being scolded like this, many people are angry. Many people were moved. This is a great opportunity to show some favor. Before anyone else could take action, Yin Jiankam walked forward. Ding Yu, the humble 9-sword mountain attempts. A useless person. You dare to act recklessly here? I, Yin Jiankam. Let's see. You useless attempt. What abilities do you have? Han Shennu does not need to be angry. I, Yin Jiankam, will deal with this unreasonable person for you. Yin Jian fell beside Han Yingmeng, gazing coldly at Ding Yu. Ding Yu, you kneel and bow your head to Saint Han, seeking the saintess's forgiveness. I'll spare you. Han Yingmeng felt a bit calmer inside. Seeing Yin Jiankang stand up for himself, feeling a bit better inside. I still have a good reputation. Look, the top genius of Lion Jiu Giant Mountain. Everyone is trying to make a name for themselves. Ding Yu looked at Yin Jiankang with disdain. A reprimand brought out a laugh. Yin Jiankang, your swordsmanship is just like this. To stand up for a woman who has nothing to do with me. What swordsmanship to cultivate? Yin Jiankang, I originally thought your swordsmanship realm. Perhaps it could still work. Now, looking back, it's just garbage. I actually stood up for a woman who tried to seduce me. I, Ding Yu Xiu, am honored to be with you. Master is right. There are countless sword cultivators in the world. Those who can enter the supreme sword path. Few and far between. Ding Yu looked proud and aloof, as if mourning for the absence of a kindred spirit in the world of swordsmanship. Han Yingmeng trembled with anger. The delicate white fingers pointed at Ding Yu. Still mentioning me. You little rascal. I have to today. Ding Yu, don't be reckless. Before Han Yingming could finish speaking, Yin Jian Khan drew his sword. The sword influences the vast sky. The momentum suddenly became fierce. The whole person felt as if they had turned into a sword made of sofa. Everyone was shocked. Yin Jian Kong truly is the most distinguished of the Nine Sword Mountain for thousands of years. The supreme genius, insights on the way of the sword, has reached such a state, although it's only the true purity ninth level cultivation. However, the ordinary half of the land may not necessarily be his opponent. I, Yin Jian Kong, I would like to experience it for myself. What makes your swordsmanship special, Ding Yu? Draw your sword. Let you maintain your dignity. Han Yingmeng's figure retreated. Once the great war begins, he is so close. It will be affected. Ding Yu still held the sword tightly, coldly stared at Yin Jian Kong. Yin Jian's heart was filled with raging anger. Ding Yu's disdainful attitude ignited his blazing fury. As the pinnacle talent of Jiu Jian Mountain for thousands of years, since my self-cultivation began, always invincible in the same realm, no one has ever defeated him at the same level, crossing one or two minor realms to kill the enemy. He has done this more than once or twice. Ding Yu, where are you? How could they look down on him like this? Not even drawing the sword. Arrogance. Yin Jian Khan took a deep breath. Calm the anger within. The sword is trembling. The cold light began to blossom. A fierce momentum swept through the sparse vegetation on the hillside. They all turned into fine powder. A sword light appeared between heaven and earth. Zhang Kai, all hearts are resolute. Eyes fixed intently on Yin Jian Khan's sword. So powerful, everyone was astonished by Yin Jian Kong's sword strike. Truly worthy of being the first sect of the Southern Sword Tao, the pinnacle of talent for thousands of years at Jiu Jian Mountain. With this sword, the half-strong ones present, none dare to underestimate. The U.S. boomed. Both are in the true realm of the 9 layers of reality. The difference in strength is like heaven and earth. Ding Yu swordsmanship is unmatched. Can it surpass Jiu Jian Mountain? That is the #1 swordsmanship sect in Nanju. Suddenly, the strong ones only feel a force that doesn't count as spiritual energy. The fleeting glimmer of the sword vanished in an instant. Zhengranjian, Yin Jian Kong's spiritual sword light, already shattered. The unmatched sword has vanished without a trace. A gentle breeze blows. Dong Kai only feel the sharpness carried by the wind, as if wanting to cut a person in half. It turned out to be a flickering shadow of a sword. Deathly silence. Everyone's eyes widened, staring in disbelief at the scene before me. The heart sword has lost in vain. His sword-bearing hand hung at his side. Blood gushed from the shoulder, dyed the clothing red. On his face, the expression has become blank. It seems impossible to accept this outcome. Looking back at Ding Yu, the gaze was utterly emotionless. Standing proudly, as easy as just crushing an ant, surrounded by the strong, stopped abruptly and stood still. Pride over the crowd. Pay attention. This man, blinded by rage, as the #1 swordmanner in the southern state continent, the peerless talents of Jiujian Mountain for thousands of years. At this moment, the heart is pure. Try the great sword in your hand. I am about to unleash the 9 Sword Mountain technique. Swordsmanship from the heavens, the one sword. The man's name is Yin Jian Kong. Don't be fooled by how he seems to be dying. Arrogant and overbearing. Who would have thought? Just half an hour ago, he knelt before Ding Yu with a blank expression. Only because I have not yet seen clearly. How exactly was that sword drawn? I have actually been defeated. The hard sword's lips move like a performer. A look of disbelief. Good to handle. Just lifted my head. Staring at Ding Yu. I have lost. Impossible. You must have used some kind of treasure. Ding Yu scoffed dismissively. Cannot afford to lose. Then come again if you have the ability. This 600-month-old child has a silly nature. Absolutely strong. Can you handle my sword strike? As soon as the words fell, the flash of a sword light. Ying Jian Kong didn't have time to react. A sword is already pressed against his throat. Quickly, he didn't have time to react. In an instant, I really lost. Defeated by the ambitions of 9-Sword Mountain, a once useless person. How ridiculous this is. He wielded his sword in the void. It will eventually become a joke. Ding stop it. Suddenly, on the summit of Jiu Jian Mountain, a woman's angry reprimand echoed. Ding Yu's heart was calm and undisturbed, not even turning their head for that angry reprimand, not the slightest concern. At this moment, he increasingly realized the supreme swordsmanship principles taught by the master. What kind of truth is this? How can one become stronger without forgetting their beloved? The one I love is just an obstacle. Ding Yu stared at the hard sword in the air. Do you know why you lost to me? Why? Ying Jian Kong looked at him with a blank expression. Because of him, there is a woman in your heart. Ding Yu mercilessly pointed at her childhood sweetheart. The two of them suddenly became intense. What a mess. What does it have to do with women? Is it because Ying Jian Kong took away his childhood sweetheart? Ding Yuijian retracted, looking at Ying Jian Kong with disdain. Woman, it will only affect your sword-drawing speed. This is the gap between you and me. This is the reason you cannot comprehend the supreme swordsmanship. There is a woman in your heart. There is a woman by your side. You have your concerns. The sword just slowed down. Not enough spiritual energy. So you will definitely lose. Ding Yu held the sword with a reverse grip, looking down at him from a height. Ying Jian Kong fell silent for a while, having reservations in one's heart. It is because Han Yingmeng is by my side, when drawing the sword, to avoid affecting him. So I couldn't reach my peak performance. It's possible. Thinking this way, Ying Jian turned back to look at Zhao Huang. Stay away from me. I'll give it another try. Zhao Huang's face turned red with anger. What do you mean by hard sword empty you? Dislike myself for being so fidgety. You bastard. Ying Jian Kong ignored them. The most important thing now is to quickly recover the consumption. Treating injuries. Ding Yu just looked at him, waiting for his second move. He didn't want to kill Ying Jian Kong. Killing him has no meaning. He wants to become the giant rock on the hard sword empty sword path, making him feel both hatred and helplessness. Mingaming wished she could just disappear. Yet there is nothing that can be done. Become his heart's demon. Let him remember every time. The worthless person who was once humiliated by him. He has already been left far behind. No matter how hard he chased. Always yearning for the unattainable. Living in torment every moment. Living in self-mockery and self-pity. After a little while, Ying Jian's injuries are mostly healed. Strength has once again returned to its peak. Ying Jian Kong draws his sword once again. A formidable presence, yet restrained. The whole person was like a sword that had yet to be drawn. Ding Yu, this time, I won't easily be defeated by you. The hard sword is filled with confidence. Ding Yu still looked at him with disdain. A gentle breeze brushed by, the mountain peak where Ding Yu is located. Suddenly, a sense of deadly intent filled the air. It is the only sword of Jiujian Mountain. including Liu Pingfeng, a half-strongman present. Everyone looked serious. The hard sword is concentrating the sword intent, unleashing the unique swordsmanship of Jiujian Mountain. The only one sword drawn, one sword after, the whole person will become weak. It will take some time to recover. But this sword, extremely powerful, in the same realm, to this day, no one has been able to withstand the one sword of Jiujian Mountain. Moreover, at this moment the hard sword is empty. In the continuous momentum, refine the essence of sword intent. The more he grows, the stronger he becomes. The power of this sword grows stronger. It's not in battle. The only sword that can be compared to is unleashed. This is the ultimate showdown. Looking back at Ding Yu, still holding the sword tightly, condensed, the whole person exuded a sharp sword intent. Ding Yu, you dare to underestimate me. There will be a price to pay. The hard sword points upwards. Surging sword intent and momentum. In an instant it condensed into a sword. A sword is drawn. The heavens and the earth seemed to be split apart. The only sword of Jiujian Mountain. So powerful, let alone a hard sword, it is empty. Such a great momentum has lasted for so long. Condense the sword intent into one. The sword that has reached its peak. Everyone, all stared intently at Ding Yu. I want to see him. How to take this sword? Ding Yu's brows furrowed slightly in jealousy. Come at the right time. The terrifying aura struck directly at the edge of the lone sword. The sound of the sword echoes through heaven and earth. Ding Yu made her move. The intent of endless slaughter, suddenly charging into this realm. The crowd had yet to see what had happened. Ding Yu has already pierced through the unique sword, disappeared before everyone's eyes. At the same time, between heaven and earth, it unexpectedly started to rain. Sword rain, drip-drop, like raindrops, the delicate little swords, drifting down gracefully. A strong individual with some insight present. At this moment, everyone's face changed dramatically. Sword intent takes form. It turns out to be the legendary sword intent taking form. What level of swordsmanship is this? In the rumors, every swordsman who achieves the form of sword intent, they are all invincible beings of the same level. A look back at the history of the Southern Weekly. Among all the ancient texts that have been passed down, only one strong practitioner who achieved the manifestation of sword intent has been recorded. That person is the founding ancestor of Jiujian Mountain, the unparalleled powerhouse that dominates the northern region. On the top of the towering mountain, two Liyin giant looked up, bewildered, and shouted, "Ding Yu, where is it? Come out!" Suddenly, his expression suddenly changed. It was as if I saw the Great Terror. The pupils gradually dilate. The corners of the mouth trembled slightly, but couldn't say a word. In the sky, countless sword intentions gathered above Yin Giant's head. A shocking sound erupted. You lost. What everyone present could never have imagined was, after thousands of years, someone on Nanju continent has once again comprehended the realm of sword intent manifestation. Moreover, he was once a disciple of Jiujian Mountain, but was expelled. The current ambitions of Jiujian Mountain. Ding Yu has already sheathed her sword. He was there from beginning to end. All appeared very relaxed. With a single sword strike, he defeated Yin Jian Kong. Or Yin Jian Kong, this is the renowned land of Dangxi, commonly living on the ground, supporting the body to prevent it from falling. He lost again, defeated so cleanly and decisively. On his shoulder, blood gushed out. Injury location. This is the location of Ding Yu's first sword strike. Without any deviation, The surroundings were silent. The pinnacle of excellence for thousands of years. Betrayed by an attempt, defeat without breaking a sweat, as if a slap slammed hard onto the face of Jiu Jian Mountain. Ding Yu looked at Yin Jian Kong, whose face was ashen. I felt completely refreshed. Pride has been trampled, hasn't it? It must feel uncomfortable inside. Defeated by my own ambition at Nine Sword Mountain. Ding Yu, if you want to kill, then kill. No need for words. Yin Jian's lips seemed to move slightly, did not answer directly, maintaining the dancer's final dignity. I'll kill you. You don't deserve it. Ding Yu chuckled softly. You, who don't understand the way of the sword at all. You don't deserve to be killed by me. Finished speaking. Ding Yu's aura soared, intent soared into the sky. In an instant, Ding Yu is like a legendary divine sword standing between heaven and earth. The sword's edge is invincible. Everyone turned pale in shock. What a terrifying sword intent. Is swordsmanship realm? What level has been reached? Even raises suspicion. He has the strength of a rebellious disciple. I, Ding Yu, am destined to slay the gods. In my eyes, you are nothing more than a small stepping stone. Ding Yu's wild voice echoed all around. Everyone fell silent. Yin Jian Kong greedily lay on the ground. I felt completely drained of energy. There is no sense of rivalry left at all. Ding Yu, from now on, became in his heart a mountain that can never be crossed. Chu Xuan sat in the yard, fiddling with the Wanjian mirror. I wonder how Ding Yu is doing. What a pity. There was no way to see the situation of the White Holy Mountain ruins. Is Ding Yu a ruthless killer? Are you rubbing Jiujian Mountain against the ground? Why hasn't the system reward been triggered yet? If only there were a treasure that could be live streamed. Unfortunately, the mark of the Wantian mirror. It's all used up. Otherwise, it will be printed on Ding Yu's body. We can also check on Ding Yu's situation, although the visible range is limited. At least it's a live broadcast. Chu Xuan sighed. Suddenly, the system's voice sounded. You never leave your home. Disciple Ding Yu of training. In front of the Beisheng Mountain relics. A single sword crushes the pinnacle of genius, shocking all the powerful beings. Reward. Cultivation mirror. The trigger system has rewarded. Chu Xuan was overjoyed. With his true strength of 9 layers of the mirror, the result is not surprising. My guess was indeed correct. The disciple is outstanding, representing oneself well in teaching. Can trigger system rewards. Immediately check the reward items. Cultivation mirror. Can glimpse the heavens and all things. Tracing all things. Ignoring space and distance. Kui Tianjing is a very powerful treasure. Except for the inability to transport items, it's simply an upgraded version of Wan Tianjing 2.0. Can still track the target. It's simply peeping. Not right. It's the exploration of the divine mirror. By the way, quickly see how Xiaoyu is doing now. Chu Xuan took out the deficient heaven mirror, starting to set the scene. I want to sneak a peek at the situation on White Saint Mountain. A while later, the screen appeared. At a glance, Chu Xuan thought he saw a mirage. Upon closer inspection, it was only then that I realized it was the White Sacred Mountain sect. The scene as we gradually emerge from space. Because we have not completely escaped the fallen space, it looks like a mirage. Adjust the observation angle. The small hill in front of the Beisheng Mountain ruins appeared on the screen. Then they saw Ding Yu, who occupied the mountaintop. And not far from Ding Yu, a young man collapsed on the ground. That must be Ding Yu's enemy, the unparalleled genius of Jiu Jian Mountain. just around 50 years old, already truly reached the ninth layer of cultivation. Talent truly leads to virtue. Their strength must be very formidable. Unfortunately, in the end, I can't compare to Ding Yu, destined to be Ding Yu's stepping stone. Ding Yu's voice came through, looking back at the founding of Jiujian Mountain until now. Truly considered a remarkable person. Only the founding master of Jiujian Mountain remains. The rest do not enter my Ding Yu's eyes. Mima, such a dark fiend. It's a pity it's not an evil cultivation. The evil king sighed. Why is he everywhere? Everyone was speechless. Which evil cultivator has Ding Yuisai mad? Evil king listens to the talents of the ages. Who dares to speak arrogantly? Only the founding master can enter the Nine-Sword Mountain. The elder of Jiujian Mountain, with a sullen expression, coldly staring at Ding Yu. Forgive my arrogance. How could Jiujian Mountain be in your plans? Able to make reckless comments. Old ghost, if you're not convinced, come and fight. The three swords cannot defeat you. I, Ding Yu, will be your father. Ding Yu is not afraid at all. What does it matter? He is not afraid. The poor sky sword body has already taken shape. The Tangshan sword technique is incredibly powerful. Half the land can also be cut by a swordsman, so-called half-earth. It is also within the realm of true reality, as long as it's not the domain. He is not afraid at all. The elder of Nine-Sword Mountain was furious, his face turning ashen. But in the end he did not take action. No confidence at all. Even, it is possible to lose. The White Sacred Mountain event is about to begin. The Nine Swords Mountain cannot afford to lose. Loss and disaster. If you're afraid, then stop talking nonsense. Don't delay my rest. Ding Yu glanced at the other person with disdain, leaning against a big tree, preparing for wellness. In the Nine Swords Mountain team, a woman approached. Help lift the hardware emptiness. Looking at Ding Yu with resentment. Ding Yu, you haven't cut off your man's fifth. I've already shown mercy. What are you looking at? I am someone you cannot afford to associate with. The woman was furious, but I didn't retaliate like before. Help the hardware space. Took out the elixir to heal his wounds. Encouraging him. Jian Kong Jij, don't be discouraged. You won't lose to him. He just got a bit lucky. Gained some opportunities. As long as one obtains opportunities in White Sacred Mountain, I can definitely surpass him. Surrounded by beautiful women in sleek outfits. Ding Yu is not envious at all. Instead, he had a look of disdain. Hardware void. You are useless. Women only affect the speed at which you draw your sword. You will never catch up to me. After saying that, he watched the two leave. Han Yingmeng's beautiful eyes shimmered with colors. Graceful posture. Petals swirled around him and fell down, like a fairy stepping out from a flower. A beauty that destroys nations. Captured the attention of many dancers present. He stepped lightly through the air, as if dancing in the air, arriving at the mountain where Ding Yu is located. That Ding Gongzi. The voice is soft and enchanting. Roll, woman, stay away from me. Should I draw my sword? Joyful materials. Ding Yu is not being polite at all. He yelled angrily. Han Yingmeng was nearly driven to anger. Bastard! What the hell? Han Yingmeng. Wherever I go, I am surrounded by stars. Who has scolded him like this? Who would dare to scold him? What happened? Ding Yu scolded him repeatedly. Too much bullying. Okay. Wish you an early death. Can you believe it? Grand Chancellor of the Great Kayan Empire, taking matters into their own hands. To take Princess Da Kayan and her little daughter, at the same time betrothed to the same man. The man's name is Ding Yu. Just now, he firmly believes that women only affect his sword-drawing speed. Once again, rejected in public amidst the crowd of stars, Han Yingmeng offers a precious gift. Seeing this scene, Chu Xuan couldn't help it. The corner of his mouth twitched. Did I deceive Ding Yu too much? If this continues, this guy is living alone. According to the normal development of a child of Kaiyan, the saintess of the floating flower pavilion, it should be applied upside down right. What about now? I was driven mad by Ding Yu, this iron-willed tough guy. And I admire someone like Ding Yu for his extraordinary talent. Not bowing down to women. Women, huh? Just grab it and enjoy. Talking about love is a waste of time. The wicked king received everyone's praise. The powerful figures of the floating blossom pavilion, with the other female cultivators. Everyone glared angrily at the evil king. Find an opportunity to kill him. Ding Yu, little brother. My evil king's court needs enforcers like you. Why don't you come to my evil king's court to enforce the law? Uphold justice. The wicked king confidently courted Ding Yu, a group of evil cultivators from the evil king's court. Suddenly my heart felt cold. Crazy. The wicked king has truly gone mad. Unexpectedly recruiting Ding Yulai to the royal court to uphold justice. Your mother, we the Wang court. Where does justice come from? We are the realm of evil cultivators. Not speaking of justice. The remaining strong ones. Everyone's mouth twitched. The evil king is such a bastard. Maybe there's really something wrong with my head. Otherwise, he is a malevolent cultivator. Unexpectedly invited Ding Yu to uphold justice. Damn it, I'm not afraid to kill all your evil king court's strong warriors. Liu Pingfeng also thought the same way at first. But suddenly, he sensed something was off. The evil king is indeed cunning and sly. Surprisingly, in the name of upholding justice, bring Ding Yu over. Become a powerful figure in the evil king's court. A Ding Yu, I'm afraid even the top 10 evil leaders can't compare. Thinking like this, Liu Pingfeng couldn't sit still. Don't listen to this evil cultivator's nonsense. Ding Yu, little brother, I am the Grand Prime Empire's left chancellor. How about coming to my great Kaiyan Empire? Liu Pingfeng directly set the conditions. Demonstrates his importance to Ding Yu. The Grand Kaiyan Empire's respect for Ding Yu. Ding Yu, little brother, I am the little princess of the great previous empire. Exceptional talent and beauty, possessing captivating charm. Exceptional talent on beauty, but you are still above the dream Saint Yu. As long as the little brother enters my grand empire, the ruler wishes to marry the little princess to the young brother. Additionally, I have a young daughter, same national beauty and fragrance, skilled in all forms of music performance. Wu Ziyu Shen Han Yingming Sheng Niu. I wish to raise my brother up as well. Zuo Huan and Yu Bao, two great beauties surpassing the enchanting dream saintess. Isn't it beautiful? Additionally, little brother has any requests, despite the, whether it's spirit stones or elixirs, or a genius treasure. Even the emperor's weapon is acceptable. Little brother, just enter my great former empire. Any conditions can be proposed. Liu Pingfeng is very confident. No one can refuse such generous terms. Jia Ren, status has been achieved. Such a stunning beauty. A few people can refuse. The strong ones present. Everyone was shocked by the conditions proposed by Liu Pingfeng. Especially, he wants to marry his daughter off to Ding Yu, and they say it's a high climb. Means, as long as Ding Yu agrees to enter the great Kaiyan Empire, his status is even higher than that of the left prime minister. The faces of every one at Jiu Mountain looked extremely grim. Qin Changfeng felt conflicted deep inside. Once Ding Yu entered the great Cayenne Empire, restraining a portion of the powerful beings from Jian Mountain. Then the Qin state faced the relentless decline of the great Cayenne Empire. Then I, the great Qin, will intimidate. The dream filled with sorrow is driving me crazy. Angrily stared at Liu Pingfeng. Wan Baduzi, your daughter is more beautiful than me. You, the little princess of the great Cayenne Empire, are even more beautiful than I am. Everyone wants to step on me, right? You really think I have a good temper? Ding Yu looked at Liu Pingfeng. The expression gradually darkened. Marry the princess to myself. Marry the daughter to oneself. What a sinister little person. To actually attempt to seduce me with beauty. Disturbing one's own heart's path. Breaking one's supreme sword path. To become a person who falls for beauty. Married his daughter and the little princess. Once something happens, should I stand up for them? All day long entangled with myself. How else can one cultivate the swordsmanship, even give birth to children? Once again restrained myself, even to use this to blackmail oneself. There are ties in my heart. How to see through the supreme sword path's three views. He remembers it well, taught by the master. The third view of the supreme sword path. No woman in my heart. With a sword, one can slay gods. Ding Yu increasingly felt that Liu Pingfeng was treacherous and cunning. Entitled bringing oneself closer. In truth, it is to use beauty to disturb one's own heart of the way, destroying oneself to achieve the ambition of reaching the pinnacle. He snorted coldly. Old thief, don't try to disturb my heart's path. I am Ding Yu. In my heart, there is only seeing, not women. You want to use beauty to harm me. Dream on. Liu Pingfeng was taken aback. I was reckless in my old age. Little brother, I apologize. Apologizing with words. Actually, the nose is about to be crooked from anger. Marrying the little princess again. It's another marriage for my daughter. What is the result? The other party is not grateful at all. Still feel like I am harming him. This guy is a total madman, right? An ignorant young wild boy, waiting for the ruins to open. I don't believe I won't take you down. Han Ying dreamed of this, feeling a bit better inside. The gaze towards Liu Pingfan was filled with schadenfreude. Let you step on Grandma. Looking back at Ding Yu. Yet I couldn't help but feel a hint of affection. This guy is truly loyal to the end. But I don't know if he's right. Shuxuan rubbed his head, lost in thought. Did I teach Ding Yu the wrong way? This thing. It's no longer as simple as being a steel straight man. No way. Wait for him to come back. Let's persuade him again. We can't let him go to extremes. Take a closer look. How badly has this man been exploited? Thin lips, prominent cheekbones, sunken eye sockets. Could it be that they went to northern Myanmar and got ambushed? Just now, 9 sword mount in various prisons. Has been rubbed on the ground by Ding Yu. Other forces. No one thought of looking for Ding Yu, which would have made him angry. No one wants to. Making a pact with such a boundless heaven. Moreover, it's not certain that they can win. After a commotion, finally it's quiet. Everyone is waiting for the opening of the Beisheng mountain ruins. Several major forces begin discussing the issue of entry quotas. Not everyone. Everyone is qualified to enter, especially the wandering cultivators. Almost all were excluded, unless one's strength is strong enough. Small forces. It's also very hard to secure a spot. Ding Yu will not participate in the discussions about these quotas, no matter if the quota counts for oneself or not. He can definitely enter. No one can exclude him. No matter if it's Jiujian Mountain, Taohuaji, Dakian Empire. These three forces have a direct conflict with Ding Yu, or other factions. Everyone understands that Ding Yu alone is a major force, unable to exclude him. Scattered cultivators are mostly excluded, so some wandering cultivators had the idea of targeting Ding Yu. I want to achieve a breakthrough with him, obtain a spot to enter. Due to Ding Yu seems to dislike women. Therefore, all that go are men, several rogue cultivators, encouraging Ding Yu to fight for the spot. Excessive flattery. He occupies a mountain peak by himself. It's a major power. Why can't we allocate quotas? Clearly, they looked down on him, but was frightened by Ding Yu. Need a quota. Fight for yourself. Get lost. Come bother me again. Death. The scattered cultivator saw Ding Yu getting angry. Only can leave. Ding Yu let out a cold snort. I'm not stupid either. Want to use myself as a weapon. Thinking too much. Chu Xuan did not continue to pay attention. Closed the celestial mirror. The truly exciting part. At the moment the ancient relics of Baisheng Mountain are unveiled. He has a feeling. Ding Yu offended many powerful individuals as soon as he appeared. Surely we'll be surrounded and attacked, especially Jiujian Mountain. I won't let this great menace continue to grow. Although Ding Yu just wanted to slap the face of Jiujian Mountain. Let Jiujian Mountain lose face for expelling me. There is no intention to destroy. It is the intention of the strong ones from Nine Sword Mountain to kill. The warriors of Jiujian Mountain don't think so. They are worried. Ding Yu became powerful. Kill them all. Command the blazing flame. When the Nine Swords Mountain opened. Notify him. So I didn't continue to pay attention. The ancient site is about to fully open. It will take some more time. No hurry. Time flows like water. In the blink of an eye, half a month has passed. The Beisheng Mountain ancient site has not yet opened. The roar of Chu Tianming echoed from the ancestral home. I haven't heard that familiar roar in a long time. Chu Xuan took a look. It turns out Chu Yuan has returned. He just looked haggard, looking quite dejected and downcast. A little boy with a tiger head followed closely beside me. The corners of his mouth twitched. Several years of running away. Came back with my son. Such a scene. I don't know why it looks like this. A sense of inexplicable familiarity. Chaiyuan's wife. Could it be that they come from a prominent family? Then faced opposition. Now captured and brought back to the family. So Chu Yuan has fallen into such despair, remembering that Chu Yuan had once hidden in an ancient ruin. It is very likely that this is how the situation was triggered. Chu Tianming is roaring. Other members of the Chu family. Everyone glared angrily at Chu Yuan. His situation in the Chu family. It can be said to be grand to the utmost. Fortunately, Chu Yuan accompanied Chu Yuan back. Otherwise, I'm afraid we haven't reached the ancestral home yet. Was expelled. Chu Yuan is at the Chu family home. After all, one's status is extraordinary. Therefore, Chu Tianming was just roaring in anger. Did not expel anyone. Chu Yuan's attitude toward Chu Tianming and other members of the Chu family. There was no response. The entire person seemed very dejected. His strength, it has already merged into a crowd, truly worthy of the Chu family's generation. The most talented individual, not long after. Chu Yuan appeared at the entrance of the small courtyard. 13. Can I ask you for your insight, third brother? Chu Yuan looked haggard, as if lost one's soul. Chu Yuan looked at the little boy beside him. about 5 or 6 years old, holding a wooden knife in hand, dreaming in my hands. Half of his attention, it's all on that wooden sword. Chu Yuan sighed internally. He knows what Chu Yuan expects of him. Thinking of this person, father's own teachings. Sometimes I hate myself for not being able to achieve more. Now it is so haggard and destitute. No longer the spirited youth we once were. Last time he came back, he intentionally left himself half a lot of gold. It's all to enhance my standing in the family. It's been quite a struggle for myself as well. Speak. What do you want me to do? Chu Yuan sighed. Once a person full of youthful arrogance and grace, now in such a state of decline, just because of a word of love. My own father. So it is. No wonder it's a skill passed down from my father. Breaking off the engagement has become a complete learning experience. Now it is all for love. So worn out. Chu Yuan patted the little boy's head. This is my son, Xu Pingfen. I want to ask you to help me raise him. Just living an ordinary life is enough. Ordinary, called Uncle Shisen. Chu Pingfen looked up at Chu Yuan. Uncle Shisen, be good. Chu Yuan looked at Chu Pingfen. Vigorous and lively. Seemed dull. It's obvious. Not a fierce child. Talent seems to be quite average as well. Perhaps it is also because of this. That's why it's called ordinary. Chai Yuan's wife, taken away by a family member, but did not take Chu Pingfen away. It's probably due to his talent. If one possesses extraordinary talent, no great family would abandon their own. After Chu Pingfen was entrusted to choose on, Chu Yuan let out a sigh of relief. I began by briefly recounting my achievements. Not as expected. Chai Yuan's wife, she is the daughter of a large family, mutually attuned to each other's feelings, gave birth to Chu Pingfen. Result, the powerful family from the woman's side has come to confront us. The reason is that did not kill Chu Yuan. It was the result of his wife's desperate pleas. I am going to Dongju. I will tell them. I, Chu Yuan, have never been inferior to anyone in my life. Chu Yuan spoke with determination. Take care, third brother. I will raise him to adulthood. Chu Xuan let out a sigh, patted Chu Yuan's shoulder. A force hidden within Chai Yuan's body. Give him a life-saving trump card. As long as one does not encounter the strongest of the heavens, this power is enough to keep him safe. Chu Pingfen stopped playing with the knife, and Zheng stared at Chu Yuan. Father, are you leaving Fanner? Chu Yuan rubbed his head. Father, go find mother and bring her back. Fanner, be good. You should listen to Uncle Shisen. Do you know? Chu Pingfen nodded his small head. Chu Yuan has left. He is leaving Nanju. Journey to the eastern Zhu. Chu Pingfen was gazing intently at the gate of the courtyard. It had been a long time since anyone spoke, tightly gripping the wooden sword. Chai Yuan has arrived. Ordinary. Do you miss your aunt? Chu Yuan picked up Chu Pingfen, asked indulgently. I want. Chu Pingfen tilted his little head. Shisenji. Sanjay he. Chu Yuan felt a bit uneasy. Everyone has their own path. Perhaps this is his path. Chu Xuan let out a sigh. Chu Yuan let go of Chu Pingfen, rubbing his little head. Send a message to Chu Xuan. Shisenji. Ordinary talents and strengths. Chu Xuan smiled. I will find the materials. Refining pills to enhance talent. In love, I took a glance at Chu Pingfen. Talent is not the only thing. Chu Xuan waved his hand. Let Chu Pingfen come over. Looking at this, a little boy with a bit of a silly appearance. Chu Xuan lowered his head and asked, Ordinary, Do you really like knives? An, lithe. Chu Pingfin nodded. Why do you like it? Because the knife is very powerful. I like the powerful. Don't you like swords? Dislike. Chu Xuan rubbed his head, did not continue to ask further. Chu Yun shares her experiences of going out for training, especially emphasized the little evil king. This is the dog that follows behind, always eager to please. A face full of disgust. Shisenji, that guy is really bad. So I took his things. They were all deceived. I've refined many elixirs. Chu Yun was full of pride. Took out bottles of elixirs. Shisenji, these elixirs are for you. Chu Xuan returned the elixir to him. I don't need the elixir. In my heart, I mourn for the little evil king. What are you doing being a sycophant? Licked to the end. I have nothing left. Chu Yun learned of the little evil king's identity from He Yulu and his original linguistic personality. That's why I'm so angry. Find a way to drain the little evil king completely. It's a way to vent some frustration. Chu Yun then returned to the ancestral home. A few days later, Chu Pingfin has adapted to life in the small courtyard, occasionally staring blankly at the yard gate. More time. It's the wooden sword. Demonstrating with gestures. Wei Vain. Chu Xuan did not let him enter the small world. Chu Pingfin is not an adult. If you want to enter the small world, only the time of the small world can be. Adjust to align with reality. The time difference of a small world, due to its uniqueness, will not increase in age. Chu Pingfin entered. Even if I stay for decades. Still just a child. Ordinary. Come here. Chu Xuan had a sulky expression. Serious expression. Chu Pingfin waved his wooden sword and beckoned. Uncle 13. Chu Pingfin ran over. Chu Xuan rubbed his little head. Ordinary. Uncle Shisen teaches you how to practice with a knife. Okay. Okay. Zai Shisen Shu. Chu Pingfin's eyes lit up. Chu Xuan flipped his hand. A wooden sword appeared in hand, slightly longer than Chu Pingfin's height. The wooden sword looks ordinary. It is just an ordinary knife, and there is no beauty at all. Ordinary knife. It is Chu Xuan who comes from an ordinary tree in a small world, made from a broken branch, the ordinary wood that cannot be damaged. Only Chu Xuan, the master of this small world, can only be broken, and crafted a wooden sword. This knife is a gift for you. Chu Pingfin embraced the wooden sword with both hands, looking quite delighted. Chu Xuan saw him like this, sighing inwardly. Everyone thinks he is a bit foolish. Lack of talent. Who knows? Chu Pingfin is an exceptionally rare talent in the world of the extreme path. Pay attention. This seemingly silly-looking little boy. There was actually an alchemy tool that crafted elixirs tailored just for him every day, just to prepare a medicinal bath for him, refining the physical body. Everything is because he is the extreme boy chosen by Chu Xuan, just like the comments and messages from all the esteemed viewers. Abayo was very attentive and earnest in watching. Next, Abayo will speak slowly in a way that everyone likes. The boy's name is Chu Pingfin. Chu Xuan looked at the seemingly dull nephew, still very optimistic. After all, the men from the Lao Chu family aren't likely to be too bad. Desire for emotion must come before the path. Ru Chu Pingfin, the urgency of the knife. Moreover, he was holding back a surge of anger inside. To prove that I am not stupid. To stand up for my parents. The celestial blade essence can finally be put to use. Due to the harshness of training, there has never been a suitable candidate for cultivation. Even Chu Xuan himself. It cannot guarantee the full power of this technique can be unleashed. and Chu Pingfen, born to be a natural in the underworld. Chu Xuen did not have the slightest doubt. He cultivates the Tianji knife essence. The strength will be very powerful. The potential is no less than Ding Yu. Wang Luo, any one of them is lacking. After all, the way of the underworld. There is no specific rank, stronger or not. Those who cultivate themselves, looking at Chu Pingfen, embracing the joy of being ordinary. Chu Xuen Yu grew fonder of this little nephew. He is only 6 years old, under one's own guidance. Break through the earthly realm before the age of 20. That is absolutely fine. A 20-year-old land realm expert. Dare not say it's the only one throughout history. It is definitely a rare find. The territory of not yet 20 years old appeared under one's guidance. The rewards from the system are definitely generous. Worth the wait. Ordinary. Uncle Shisin passed you the knife essence. Thank you, Shisin Shu. Chu Pingfen excitedly looked at Chu Xuen. Chu Xuen raised his hand and pointed. Jiang Tianqi's blade essence. Send it to Chu Pingfen. Chu Pingfen slightly closed his eyes, feeling the presence of the knife spirit emerging in my mind. Half an hour later, open your eyes. Looking at Chu Xuen. Uncle Shisin, I really like this martial art. I will definitely work hard to cultivate. Chu Xuen never expected that at such a young age, unexpectedly became obsessed with cultivation, although he felt stifled with anger, determined to prove herself for her parents. You can't just rely on cultivation, and lost some of the joys that childhood should have. Ordinary. Cultivation also requires a relaxed approach. Do not let the confusion of the heart hinder you, and fell into extremes. Chukshuan is shrouded in a sacred corpse halo. The voice seemed to break through layers of confusion, directly to the depths of the soul. Soothe the wounds in Chu Pingfen's heart. Restore him to this age, the innocence that should be. Chu Pingfen fell into contemplation. When Chu Xuen finished speaking, he raised his head, clear and bright eyes. Uncle Shisin, I understand. I will definitely train hard. So much fun. Chu Xuen felt very gratified. Chu Pingfen still looked as dull as ever. Still gives people a clumsy feeling. But no longer had that feeling from before. Profound. The feeling of holding back energy. Opay. From today onwards. Just raise the knife. Chu Xuen rubbed his head, sharpening the knife. This is the first stage of refining the heavenly extreme blade. It is also the first step into the ultimate path. Time to sharpen the blade. It seems ordinary and unremarkable, just an ordinary person. Once the knife is successfully nurtured, then you will soar to great heights, reaching an extremely high realm. This is the uniqueness and power of the Tianji knife essence. Chu Xuen is very excited. The day Chu Pingfen successfully forged his sword, what height will it reach? Virtual realm. Still harmonious. Even the true realm. Progress is impossible. This is significant for cultivators. Like a heavenly embedded realm. It cannot be achieved merely by nurturing a blade. Chu Xuen aimed to do his utmost. Enhancing Chu Pingfen's physical body. Enhance the efficiency and limit of knife cultivation. Took out quite a few genius treasures. Specialized in refining earthly medicinal desires. For Chu Pingfen to temper his body. Started from a young age. Using earth products and medicinal herbs to refine the physical body. Even if he is the legitimate son of the Wan family. No one enjoys such treatment. Not everyone possesses it. The effect is mild. A formula for herbal medicine that even children can take. Chu Pingfen's daily life. Sharpening the blade and cultivating skills. It was all up to Su Ziner and Wan Luo. The two of them were puzzled. Such an ordinary talent. Does the master want to directly enhance his talent? Wang Liuo also found some rare treasures. Refined a pill that can enhance talent and aptitude. This is where he is so far. The highest level of elixir refinement. It took Wang Liuo a lot of effort. Seeing Chu Pingfen, he thought of himself. Back then, the treatment at the Wang family was about the same. Not very well received. Ordinary. Coming out of the small world. Wang Liuaqiao waved to Chu Pingfen. Uncle Wen. Chu Pingfen ran in front of him holding a wooden sword. Pan, take this pill. Looking at Wang Liuo's hand. Jian, a pill that looks effortlessly calming. Chu Pingfen did not pick it up right away, but looked towards Chu Xuan. Chu Xuan glanced over. Just eat if you want to. Just consider it candy. Chu Pingfen is a genius of the underworld. These qualification-enhancing elixirs. It is of no use to him. Just eating for the stomach. Chu Pingfen happily accepted the elixir, put it in his mouth and started chewing. He consumed quite a few elixirs. The flavors are all good. Just eat it as a snack. Regardless of whether it's Chu Yun, it's still Wang Liuo. The elixir he concocted for him. They are all relatively mild. The medicinal properties will gradually nourish. So, even if Chu Pingfen is not even a reflection now, you can also take these elixirs. Wang Liuo stared at Chu Pingfen for a long time, with a puzzled expression. Why is there no change? Self-made elixir. No problem. Encountering questions I don't understand. Naturally, I sought guidance from my master. Master, why is the ordinary unchanged? Chu Xuan answered in a profound and unfathomable manner. His path, not like you, unlike the countless warriors in the world. You'll find out later. Wang Liuo did not continue to ask further. Then I asked about cultivation. Chu Xuan, who has calmed down. I took another look at the Beisheng mountain ruins. Most of the ruins. It's all starting to show. Just a little bit more. We'll emerge from the collapsing space, open a crack, begin the return to the heavens and the earth within 3 to 4 days. He still occupies a mountain all by himself. Very proud. Did not come into contact with any faction. But those old men, if nothing unexpected happens, it is planned to open when the historic site opens, surrounding Dingyu. But Chu Xuan was not worried about Dingyu's safety. Son of the spirit of Lanju, how could one fall just by being surrounded and attacked? Suddenly, Chu Xuan looked at the quiet room's Lilai tower. The sound of chanting came from inside. Close the celestial mirror. Chu Xuan looked at the magical tower in the quiet room. At this moment, Matu is undergoing a transformation. The whole person is enveloped in a radiant glow. The head became completely bald. Long brows drooped down. Veixiang is solemn. At first glance, one can tell he resembles a high monk. Has already been transformed. Chu Xuan was overjoyed, transforming a celestial demon clan. And it is highly likely to be between heaven and earth. The first Buddha, just in case. Chu Xuan still condensed a soul seed seal, seized the opportunity to invade Maduo's soul. Matu's transformation continues. Strength is also on the rise. The strength of the spirit. It's also increasing. Fa Yuang Desheng, he lowered his head, hands together. The sound of chanting echoed continuously, becoming more and more like a high monk, becoming more legendary. The image of the Buddha. At a certain moment, the Buddha's light shines forth. The chanting has stopped. Immediately, the Buddha's light converged into his body. Buddha's compassion. Matu immediately stood up, hands clasped together. kneeling down before Chukchuan. Salute to my Buddha. Chukchuan and the celestial deity began to take shape, make some slight adjustments. The treasure of the mat appears majestic. Kita, wave goodbye. Move the magic tower out of the nearsighted glass tower. You don't need to leave your home. He enlightened the world's first Buddha. Reward, 24 rank Tao Lotus. Buddha's essence, little magic wand, Kibao Jaisha, 100 years of cultivation. The system's reward has arrived. As expected, Matuo is the first Buddha. The rewards are extremely generous, and it would be just right to present it to Majuo. Chukchuan looked at Motuo. The voice echoed with great authority. Entering the gate of my Buddha, bestow upon you the Buddha's essence. Little magic wand, Kibao Jaya Sha, thank you, Buddha, for your blessings. Motuo excitedly prostrated himself on the ground. Chukchuan raised his hand and pointed. The Buddha's essence entered his soul. 7 treasures and the little magic wand. It was also bestowed. Matu puts on the kashta, holding the precious staff. Excited intestinal tremors. Your real name is Matuo, already unified. Members of the secular world, it has nothing to do with you anymore. This time your name is Namo Buddha. Chukchuan renames Motuo once again, since he is in Nanju to enlighten others. Again, the world's foremost Buddha. Then let's call it Namo Buddha. Thank you, Buddha, for the bestowed name. Namo Buddha, once again bowing down to the ground. Look quickly. This man is practicing that again. The technique to make oneself bigger, just because he has a home system, and rewarded him with a small world. Here, he is a god. The man's name is Chukchuan. Just now, he waved his hand with one motion. Send the Buddha into the small world. You should focus your spirit. Diligently cultivate the Dharma. A piercing light. Wang Luo from the small world is in trouble. Buayo, Namo Buddha. The two were talking at cross purposes. They all stared at each other fiercely. Wang Luo felt uneasy in her heart. Who is this person? The strange outfit on her body. Treasure staff in hand. They are all divine artifacts, even above divine artifacts. Lost in thought. Once again, a chant of Amitabha. Namo Buddha sighed with boredom. A leap into the air. Seek out your own place of cultivation. Watching the figure of Namo Buddha fade away, Wang Luo quickly contacted his master, expressing one's doubts. Is he a powerful being from the heavenly realm? The power within him. Very strange, powerful, and vast. It is a power that has never been heard of before. Who exactly is he? Or it? Chukchuan just chuckled. Namo Buddha, Buddha under my guidance. Could it be senior brother? In the face of such overwhelming strength, Wang Luo tentatively asked. Yes, not really. He walks a different path than you. Chukchuan pretended to be mysterious. He enjoys this vantage point immensely. Strike a sword for my disciples. Chukchuan didn't say much more. When Namo Buddha condensed his spirit, I just want to ask something. When the demon clan invaded Nanju, some events of the Battle of the War Demon Valley received a century of cultivation reward. Chukchuan's strength began to rise. Reached the esteemed 8th layer, one step closer to the heavenly realm, enjoying the thrill of enhanced strength. The news from the blazing flame has arrived. The Beisheng Mountain ruins are about to open. Chukchuan took out the sky viewing mirror. Begin to pay attention to the Beisheng Mountain ruins. He is just looking for the novelty of exploring ancient ruins. Just treat it like watching a movie. Ooh, spatial oscillation. The ruins of Beisheng Mountain are becoming clearer. All those who have secured a spot. Everyone looked at the ancient relics with a serious expression. Ding Yu looked at the ancient ruins about to be opened, expressionless, still holding the long sword. It seems they did not notice the malicious intent of the powerful beings from Jiujian Mountain. Boom! Spatial oscillation. Suddenly a hole cracked open. The ruins of the Beisheng Mountain sect. Returning from the fallen space, the ancient relics have opened. Enter the old man of Jiujian Mountain led Yingjian Kong, with several other powerful warriors from Jiujian Mountain, rushed to the entrance of the ancient ruins. Jiujian Mountain, Evil King's Pavilion, Taohua Pavilion. Strong warriors entered one by one. Han Yingming looked at Ding Yu, who still stood proudly on the mountain. It was as if fate had unexpectedly sent him a message. Be careful. The Nine-Sword Mountain and the great Kayan Empire want to kill you. Transmission complete. He regretted it. Why remind this jerk? If it weren't for him, I won't be repeatedly pricked. Ding Yu unexpectedly glanced at Han Yingmeng. What does this woman mean? Kind reminder. I want to borrow this. Gaining one's affection. Approaching oneself further. Breaming. Do not try to disturb my resolve. After entering the flower pavilion, Ding Yu's heart stirred deeply, heading towards the entrance of the ancient site. Surrounding oneself. What does it matter? Stepping into the ancient ruins. A massive, incomplete statue appeared before them. The statue is already broken, missing half a brain. One arm was lost, clearly destroyed in the great battle at that time. Ding Yu saw the name on the base of the statue. Bai Shen, the founding master of Beisheng Mountain. The sect is also named after him. Bai Shen Ah. It is also in the ancient history of Nanzhou. It has already been destroyed. Entrance to the ancient site. This is also the entrance to the sect of Baishen Mountain. Location. It is clearly a huge square, destroyed in the Great War. Everywhere is full of pits and bumps. The square is paved with gold and jade stones. Carved the formation. Ordinary realm strongmen can't leave a trace. Even so, the square has also been destroyed. Chain. Several figures suddenly appeared in four directions, surrounded Ding Yu in the middle. Ben Dai, 4.5 mighty warriors. It is the elder of Nine Swords Mountain. Yu Bingfang, Red Snow,